Okay, took a little bit before we got started with it. That's okay. We're in it now. We've got a awesome set of games to finish up our top 8 adventures here at Cheeseadelphia. It is going to be a PvZ here in the round of 8, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Our blue Zerg player, known as Zesty. Did a little difference there. And his opponent spawning over in the north, our yellow Protoss player, known as Robbie. Alright. PvZ, we've seen it before. Be mindful of the way that the players are opening. How aggressive is someone going to be about the kind of wall off interactions and the way that they kind of apply pressure early on. You know, the games are pretty much, if you are been watching PvZ for a while or watching Starcraft for a while, you know, like the early stage of the game is going to be very similar. Players are going to be gathering up the resources, going to be setting up, going to be trying to develop their strategies to be able to apply pressure or a defensive strategy in reaction to that applied pressure there. So we're going to be seeing hatch first, and we're going to be going up for gas into pool here. Let's see. Yep, normal stuff. So we'll see how well Robbie's doing this. He's going to be, you see him like doing the little probe action. We've talked about this before, where you get to sit here and you try to interact with the mining that players are doing. Adds a little bit of annoyance, but nothing too crazy. Just like utilizing your APM. Other side of things, expansion's coming up. We'll be going into our core, just kind of the normal development in these stages of the game. The Overlords slowly creeping their way across and going to be able to get some scouting info, because again, information is so important in this game about how you respond and what you should be doing. Now we're going to be checking about, you know, spawning pool timings, queen timings, things like those are the key things that we're looking for here. And all right, do a little harassment. Let's go. That little bit actually, you know, makes a difference, denying some mining for a bit. But we know lings are going to be on the way soon, based on our timing of when the pool went down. And, you know, we know there's going to be queens coming out, and we've got speed to follow it up. Overlord's going to get in here, going to be able to park himself in a nice location, so he can be able to be a little bit safe. And we've got adepts going out. So we've already got our indication of which player is going to be the aggressor, at least in the initial stages, because that's the key thing when you're playing in this PvZ. You're going to have to be the ones that is going to be moving across. Force your opponent to play on their back foot. All right, get them to sit here and do some damage to them, mess with them a bit more, force them to spend their larva how they don't want to, right? Spend it on lings and something else. Queen's there, going to try to be annoying. The adept's going to do his best to try to get in. Nothing too crazy is going to be happening here. Like, good response, doesn't get the creep tumor, kills a ling. That's about it. Nothing to really write home about in this initial stages. Again, still doing the adept shading adventures here, but you'll see like the production tab is going to be very much in favor of our Zerg player for the time being, as they kind of are in that power up mode. On the other side, it's kind of, all right, let's just get confirmation. Are we going for the Stargate? And we are. Look at this quick jump up there, double Stargate here. So we are going to be going Fleet Beacon coming out right behind it as well. So we're like hard committed, and that information is completely revealed from Zesty here. Trying to do it as Zesty, like Nesty, instead of just Zesty. I don't know. The emphasis on the different syllable. Right, we've got continue up, get spore crawlers up, get a third beta. Adepts are coming over. Speed's already done. We're not that worried. Yeah, we'll take some pot shots, but that's also like, how much information can we get? Let's get in. Get at least one drone. Get 2 drones. Clean ourselves up. Will we get a third? No, we'll not get a third there. But, you know, seeing the spore crawlers already is also important intel for us. We got to kind of be aware of what's going on. Carriers. The Golden Armada is starting up. Your opponent is not going to be prepared for it for a little while. So they're going to be in this kind of how should we respond? We talked about this earlier in the day. Your opponent is going for a very heavy tech commitment. You can then respond to in one of two ways. You can kind of go for an aggressive play and try to fight them before they are able to really establish themselves, or you can kind of go for the economic play and just say, all right, that's cool. I see that you're doing that. But what if I just expand a bunch and I am positioning myself so I could be able to have a really strong economy, and you're going to have to be on the defensive from my aggression that I'm going to utilize all this economy towards. Third base is coming up, but how well will this be defended here? Depths are coming out here, but ground force are not really there. That's what we were talking about is, yeah, you can do some pot shots and you can do some work here and help defend it, and he's doing well, like shading himself over here, really controlling this one of depth really, really well here. I mean, how much kills did he got? 5, 6, 7? Okay. Good job, Adept. Are we just going right away? Yeah, send the fleet. Let's go. I mean, couple of queens here, 5 to be exact, like old school Ice Fisher build where you're just like, I'm going all queen all the time, and that's my main way to kind of defend against things. All right. That's okay. So, doing this, yeah, so that's exactly why. You send your carriers like to attack. They don't have to worry about coming back to the actual carrier themselves. The interceptors are already out attacking. So you're basically sending them out initially attacking the rock, but it's really not to attack the rock. It's really to keep the interceptors out, so you just kind of move them to the next thing. But look at all this damage. Yeah, Queen's doing really well. So much of our resources went into that, and now we're just back to rebuilding our carriers. But the follow-up, additional carriers, boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh, 4 Stargates. Let's really get this Golden Armada going. So very cool. This is definitely from that like playbook of somebody that knows how to control the carriers, know what they're doing with it, with that little cheeky attack the rock first, so all the interceptors are already out and already ready to go. But look at this. More and more queens coming out. Here they go. Interceptors out doing what they're supposed to. And then mass swarm down in here. Boom. 1 queen goes. Going right for that nice little spore crawler. That's going to go away. And yeah, see, now a bunch of them went back in. So the goal is to try to keep them out, because as long as they're out, they're dealing that damage. Every time that they go back into the carriers, they're no longer dealing the damage they need. They just need to go that swarm of bees, go across, boom, boom, boom. 2 more queens going to die. Corruptors are coming out, but that's a lot of Corruptors. And yeah, look at this. We do see the recall back home. Great job saving these units. 1 Void Ray is going to come and die, but go down swinging, huh? Bzz. Lings are out on the map. This is kind of that reaction. We knew what the response would be. We knew the spore crawlers and the queens were just a delay tactic to be able to get us up into getting Corruptors out. Corruptors and Lings are the strategy. We're going to try to bust down the door and send the Lings flooding in to deal the economic damage and utilize our Corruptors to deal with this Golden Armada that's being constructed. But in response, Robbie has started to switch away from some of the carriers and into the Void Rays. Let's see how well we can kind of deal with things. Corruptors coming in, and we're just going to drain that down. Look at this. Immediately corrupting this building here, and we'll shred those shields very quickly, but Void Rays supercharge up and ready to go at it, and we'll be able to push these back. Keep an eye on this pile of Lings that are moving around, but 2 more bases are going up. This is kind of what we talked about earlier is, okay, in response to this kind of slow defensive style of play that you're able to go for, yes, you can be aggressive with it, but you're applying pressure. You're not like going to be able to end the game with your fleet yet. So I can get away with taking expansions. When you try to take yours, you know, how well can you defend this? We'll see, because there's the Lings. Look at that timing. So good. Forces a cancel and all that. Now forces the fleet over here. It's going to be tough to take that next base. We're going for it, though. Going for some Banelings in here, too. Just kind of bust our way in, destroy some of our stuff, go for some splash damage on all these light units. Part of that, we got a lot of zealots, we got a lot of adepts, right? A lot of probes, a lot of stuff that will die to some banelings. In the meantime, infestors getting added into the mix to go along with our corruptor ling infestor build. Basically, we're saying all of our gas is going towards corruptors and infestors, and all of our minerals are going towards lings. And look at this, lings trying to come over here, trying to get a base. They try to get over here, no base left over here. We know there's one here. How well can he deal with this? Oh, big push up at the natural here. This is dangerous. Not a lot to deal with. So how well is he going to do it? He's going to just keep warping in. The slow trickle. We do have our shield battery to help out. We got a void ray here, but it's basically just saying, I don't care about this. I'm sending my fleet across. But he will lose his cybernetic score in the process here, so he should have cared. This is going to be tough. Another big warping coming in. On the meantime, corruptors are coming down. Fungal's trying to stop the void rays, but we see the big charge up there. It was too much to kind of deal with this fleet. He's got to be careful. The void ray count is getting really high. 14, yeah. Immediately snipes this base. Recalls back home. Bam. Go, go, go. Next wave of lings is here. Can he bust down the door? The fleet is back, though, so it's not going to be as easy for him to be able to do that. Will catch a lot of the lings out, but again, look, you're getting up to 4 bases, but your opponent is sitting here at like 6 bases. Yes, you killed 1, but he doesn't know about this. Well, the creep is there. Doesn't know about this up here. Doesn't know about this over here. Lings swarming in. Hey, cool that you got that base. I'm going to use my mobility. Get over here where you have a harder time being able to defend, and I'm going to be able to clean that up. Yep, next wave of upgrades. We're going heavier on the lings. We know how effective those have been, but here's the big fight going to come out. That's a lot of corruptors, and just got to make sure that we don't pop all of them. And oh, split them, split them. There we go. Woo. Parasitic bomb coming out. We're going to start draining a lot of these troops. Got to be careful. Boom. Immediately sniping. Right-click down, taking out some of these void rays here. Corruptor is going to start dealing some extra damage. You can see the parasitic bomb going off there. Shredding a lot of these troops. We need some shield batteries up here if you're going to be going for this golden armada to start to kind of recharge and reset ourselves so we can be able to hold off against our opponent here. Yeah, economy's up and running. We don't have really the ability to kind of send a wave of zealots off and do anything like that. We're basically relying purely on this kind of float across, kill something, recall back. Float across, kill something, recall back. But we got to get a base up. Oh, no. Pop it. Yeah, they're trying. A lot of corruptors got popped there, but 30 corruptors here. We're going to end up winning this air battle. Like, we can just start right-clicking down things. And this is that dangerous thing with the void rays. You want to just kind of right-click on them and just kind of activate all of their kind of supercharged alignment, but you get stuck in this position too where it's like, okay, now some of them are going to just get shredded and taken out here. And look at this. Oh my gosh, parasitic bombs also coming down, but Protoss army is still holding strong in all this. Got to be careful though, because the lings are trying to bust down the natural. They are going to be able to break through it, it looks like here. Lots of High Templar in here with this army, but look at the supplies here starting to diminish down for Zesty. And oh my gosh, we're starting to see some swarm hosts. Is that panic swarm host that gets added in? Looks like it was. Only one in this army, and now we can kind of move our way across a little bit more here, but you can't overcommit. You don't know when the next big wave is coming your way, but a lot was sent into this army. We don't have enough anti-air at this point in time. Corruptors are trying, but they're starting to get cleaned up, and we're just kind of moving across the map. We're ignoring some of the expansions right now, knowing that it's okay for us to be able to do this. We can kind of win the air battle with the few void rays we got left. We got one carrier as well, but we got to be careful when the next wave hits. It could just kind of overwhelm us. A couple ultras coming out as well. We'll be able to clean up this ground force here. We don't have as much energy as I might like pushing across here, but still a decent amount. There's the void raid. We're going to be all prismatic aligned and able to start juicing up and killing through this force here. How well can we be able to clean this up? This is a rough spot to be in as a Protoss player, where you're like, I feel okay. Is it enough? Corruptors coming in here, shredding some of the void rays, but 5 Ultralisks are on the way. So we're going to spend a lot of our resource to that. But Ultralisk by themselves is not going to be enough, and GG is called. We see the Golden Armada takes game number 1. Robbie up 1-0 versus Zesty here. This is, of course, our Cheeseadelphia top 8 right now, trying to determine who is going to be able to take home first place, get the sweet trophy that is available. There's a really cool one for anybody that is interested in taking a look at it. Maybe we'll show it up again. But we've got our next game coming up soon because this is a best of 3. So thanks for sticking with us and hanging out with us, everybody, as we go through our Cheeseadelphia bracket. We've got Future versus Holden going on. We're watching the Robbie versus ST, Jehefe versus Starkillers going on, and Creature versus Zen. King's Cove is our next map. Good luck. Have fun. King's Cove. Yeah, the 4 Stargates. Let's just kind of mass up, get the carriers. I like that. Like, you were really understanding how much this player does the Golden Armada strategy of let's kind of mass up and go for this carrier stuff. He knew to kind of send the carriers out initially and then where to kind of put them after that. So let's jump in it. Spawning in the south, it's our blue Zerg player known as Zesty. And his opponent spawning in the north, currently up 1-0. He is Robbie. All right. Zerg versus Protoss action. The all air all the time strategy working out very well for that first game. A little bit different here for game number 2. We'll see how things square up. I like the responses. Let's see. Let's see, like, Zesty could have done some more attempts at the pressure on expansions, I guess. But, like, for the most part, you saw it's like every base that went up, we were attacking it or trying to deny it. So, like, that, he was doing the things he was supposed to. He built up, like, 30 corruptors there, and it just did not work out. We tried the parasitic bombs. We tried to have some infestors mixed in there. You just kind of were at a loss. Whoa, that was crazy grab there. Let's just put a stop to that probe. We don't, nope, not having any of that. So we did get in and at least get the confirmation about pool timing, and so we know where things are positioned here, but it's still just like shut down that probe. Probe was annoying last time. We're not going to deal with it this time. So I don't feel like Zesty did anything inherently wrong with the last match. They were taking a bunch of expansions, they were building up their strong economy and just doing their best to fight against it. I don't know if Hydralisk would have made any of difference. I don't think they would have, knowing that there was Psionic Storm and stuff. So I feel like, you know, you do what you can to try to maneuver it, and at some point or another, you just go, yeah, the Golden Armada is just too much. After they wiped out my stuff, my economy was in shambles. I tried to have Ultralisk coming out, which weren't going to really help me there. So maybe the Hydralisk transition.
A queen's just been born.
Oh, a queen's just been born. Maybe a Hydralisk transition post wipeout of all the corruptors, so you can kind of clean up whatever is left and still have a strong fighting force against whatever gateway troops are left. I don't know. It's hard, right? It's a really hard position because you're committing a lot of your upgrades into Lings and into Corruptors. So, all right, Overlord's going to be able to get all of our vision and know what's going on over here. In the meantime, Adepts doing their thing, getting in, getting confirmation about what's going on inside the bases. Checking to see, is there a third base yet? And, ooh, catches the drone here. Let's run the body block and stop this from going down. Nice denial. immediately going over and taking the third base in the pocket expansion. Adept's looking, trying to find where things are happening. We'll be able to zip out if he wants to. Now going to commit in. We're committed. And we got to construct additional pylons. Don't worry. We're no longer supply cap. Follow up with our air tech. Just the normal transition in here. Stargate's going up. And this is kind of the more traditional way of going about things, right? We're going Phoenix. We're going for our nice little oracles here. No Phoenix at the moment, but you know what I mean. Like the normal Stargate tech of getting up there with those kind of fast mobile troops that you've got. Now we've got our first oracles across the map, just kind of building up energy, ready. And basically it's in the spot of going, okay, I know you'd probably be taking this. I know you have this third base here, but let's see what we can be able to do. In the meantime, Overlords are positioned over on the right-hand side to get in some additional scouting, additional information. Ling's going to come on up. Catches right as this third base is going down. How much ground force? We got a little bit. We've got an Oracle over here with some energy, so this isn't going to do too much. We can kind of zap it off. Oh, catches the Oracle. No, catches the Adept there as the Oracle rains beams of energy down from above. We can kind of fall back at this point in time. And now we're going to try to get a fourth base here. Queen's going to come on over and just kind of push that Oracle away, which is pretty good. Economically, both players are kind of in that like power-up mode here. We'll get ourselves set up and ready to go. Ooh, great catch there, actually. And now the Oracles can kind of come on over and put themselves in a nice spot here to kind of deal with this. How are we going to be transitioning from this point? We are going to be going heavier away from the Lings and more into kind of that Hydralisk style of play, or at least with +1 missile attack coming out. It's giving us that lean towards that +1 missile. We've of course got a Roach Warren, so we could hit a timing with that, but double Oracles come in and immediately start shredding and do get that reveal going off, so we're going to see anything scary popping out of here. Nope, just drones. We're in a heavy drone phase right now. Blink's coming up, so again, mobility is key as Protoss Army. You want to be able to kind of maneuver and position yourself in the best place possible. More Ling's going to try to come in, see if they can be able to utilize that little bit of army supply that we've got, that we've committed, delay some mining, and tried to catch them, but no, it's okay. That energy's free. We can spend that energy all day long if it means trying to catch a couple of Lings, but 4 base Zerg, 3 base Protoss. I'd say 4 base Zerg. It's about to be a 4 base Zerg, but really we're going to be able to be in a solid Roach army build up here because we know we don't really have much else, right? We got in, we saw the army, we know there's very likely an attack going to be coming our way. And here it comes. Look at these Oracles coming in and dropping these down right up in his face. I'm going to get a Queen grab. That's perfectly fine. We don't want to have Roaches or Lings get grabbed by it. Lings are going to actually get caught. Oh, no, losing a bit of your army there, and this is going to be tough. Robbie just going to say, no, let's lock it down. Let's get up in your face and really put the hurt on you. Yes, we got a lot of Lings and Roaches about to pop. A lot of upgrades hitting, but this is a great timing where things were not ready yet for our Zerg player. Zesty is about to be falling down here. His supply is plummeting. Drones are pulled off. We see more and more energy getting expended with the sentries, with our Oracles as we're getting ourselves ready. Roaches popping up and trying to do something, but they get locked out. And this is kind of the old school style of just sentries and stalkers here, and be able to kind of clean up the way that we need to here. And this base is now forfeit. We've got lots of Lings about to pop out, though. We're going to be seeing a big jump up in supply as the Lings start to pop out, but the next wave of Stalkers get over here. Yes, we will be able to probably clean up a lot of this army in the process. Yes, there's a blink back, relying on the speed of the Lings, but can't really do much else. We lost that base. We were going to be having all that extra larva now tied up, and oh, no. Well, I guess we're going to lose a big chunk here. That's it's tough. Forward aggressive blink, gonna move our way forward here and catching the Roach Warren too. Yeah, let's put a stop to that. We've got Hive Tech trying to come on out, but it's gonna be a little too late here. A couple of Broodlings gonna be annoying, but not actually have any impact or effect on things. We were keeping track of timing of when those units were gonna get off of their stasis. They did right as we kind of walked over and got a couple extra kills here, but we're now on 4 bases versus 3 base Zerg. So Robbie leading significantly in this, but Zesty is not out yet. He's got a plan. He's switching gears and saying, I've already got my upgrades to help me with my missile attacks. So let's kind of continue up with this. Go into Hydralisk, go into our Lurker Den, and kind of go that route here. Now, how well will our opponent respond to it? Is there going to be some sort of AoE? Are we getting into Storm Tech? Are we going to be going for Colossus to help us out? Colossus not really as effective, but still useful. But really, we just say, hey, have you seen Blink Stalkers? Because they're a pretty good unit. Oracle's even getting in here with 3 of them full of energy. You can really start shredding through things. And yeah, Queen's going to die for the process here. Big reveal is going to go out with the last little bit of energy. And we do get the confirmation. There are Hydralisk. All right. Okay. Big Stalker build up here. There it is. We do know what the next tech is going to be. We've got 2 Robotics Bay coming up, but we also have the Fleet Beacon coming up as well here. And catching a couple Lings on the left-hand side. Yeah, look at it. Hey, what if I blink in a circle around you so you cannot do anything about that? How about that? We do need observers, though. We do have, of course, Oracles flying back in here. Oh, my gosh. Look how quickly they just shred through. Bink, bink, bink. Instantly killed those drones. And Zesty just kind of stuck trying to reestablish his 4th base here. Roach is coming up. We've got Lurkers already here. But you still have to be careful. Yeah, Mama Ship on the way. Blink Stalkers. Keep these alive. The shredding damage that is available from these Lurkers is going to be useful and very helpful. But, you know, you've got to have to rely. So basically the Zerg army is going to be set up in a very specific way. Roaches, Lings are going to be up in the front. They're going to be kind of absorbing a lot of the hits. Lings are going to go down quickly. Lings also going to be double duty with damage, but a big thing is these Lurkers are going to be basically our protection. We got to keep these alive as much as possible. We're going to be trying to set ourselves up. We're starting to spread creep and try to get information about where the army is, but in the meantime, we got a Roach hit squad coming over here, going to deny this expansion. And look at this. Lurkers coming in. There's no observer, right? So this is like already able to start shredding some of these. Where are the Oracles? We need the Oracles to come in and try to help us out. In the meantime, this base is going to go down. Zesty kind of reestablishing himself, gets the confirmation about where the army is. This army, though, the little hit squad, is going to be in trouble. But denying that 5th base, allowing us to try to catch up, is huge. So we can kind of swing our way to the right as all of our upgrades start popping up. Getting more and more of the upgrades that we need. Now we're really going to be having to be careful. There's the Oracles. So this is that danger zone. Couple of our Hydralisk cancel out. There's the big cloak. Is it enough? No! Look at this. Where'd our Overseer go? Oh, no. We reposition. Fall back, troops. Fall back. Where's our Overseer? He's not there. We're taking a lot of damage in the process. A lot of Lurkers, though, doing a lot and staying alive. Those couple in the back here. Where's the rest of our reveals? We don't have any more. Where's our observers? No Overseers for anybody. There comes the Oracle. It's going to be able to get the last little bit. We do get the reveal off, and we will be able to clean up. Yes, there was a push over here on the left, but look how many Stalkers were able to kind of warp in and defend against this. So no problem over there on this side. We do see, I love the idea of using the Lurkers to try to kind of help us out and hold the line, but it was only a matter of time before that army would start to crumble as well. Zesty holding on, fighting the best of his ability, knowing that this is his tournament life on the line. He swings his way over. Lings doing the best they can against the Stalkers, actually shredding quite a few of them. Roaches coming in from the other side, but there's the blink. Transition over to the upper side here and be able to kind of clean up the less of those troops coming out. Mothership Core still raining fire from above, using its spellcasting to help out. One lone Lurker tries to get over here, immediately caught in a stasis. GG is called. Robbie takes the series 2-0 here, moving on to the semifinals. What a game. What a game. Ooh, Zesty. Oh, it's a best of 5 for the top matches, huh? All right. It's not done and over. It's not best of 3s. Check it out. We're getting in it. Let's do it. Best of 5s for the top 8. So Robbie currently up 2-0, but Zesty is not done and over with. He's ready to keep going, ready to put in another fight here. We're going into the ley lines. Those little beams of light that I thought was maybe a ship flying in space are actually the ley lines. All right. Good lucks. Have funs coming out from both players, but we've got spawning in the south. Our blue Zerg player currently down 0-2, trying his best to hold the line and come back in this series. He is known as Zesty. His opponent spawning in the north, currently up 2-0. Our yellow Protoss player, Robbie. Doing very well, showing two different strategies, both games from both players. Robbie going for the Golden Armada, going for the carrier Void Ray strategy in game one, basically pumping out from 4 Stargates at a time. Then in game number 2, going for a heavy Blink Stalker play and taking full advantage of it, dealing quite a lot of damage with it. On the other side, we've been seeing kind of the reactionary plays from Zesty over here. Starting out with kind of a Corruptor Ling strategy, kind of mass expanding in response to the Stargate, and then going for kind of a Roach style of play to try to deal with all of the units, and doing a little bit again. Let's beat them all up a little bit there. Try to get this probe out of our base again. All right, expansion's coming down. Normal transition-y stuff. We'll probably see another Stargate opening out of Robbie here. He's favored it every single game, whether it's heavy or even just kind of the light Oracle play. It's one of those things that it's just so good. Like, as a Protoss player, you kind of see it and you're like, yeah, this is one of those things that I should be doing. All right. Probe alive actually is a big deal because it gets that confirmation about timing of things, like when are the queens popping out? Are there any lings coming to like scare me away? Like what do I need to be worried about? Plus it can kind of get over here and be a denial for the third base for a little while. Just confirming. All right, did you take a third base here? Okay. No set of lings out at the moment. So this is one of those things, some players will just get like the 4 lings, just the initial, just to make sure there's no scouts on our side, just kind of clear information out. And we're okay with just kind of using the queens as our denial. Clean that up, no problem. So, oh no, we are not going for the Stargate this time around. We're going to be going into the Twilight Council again. So we saw how effective our Blink play went last time. We could be able to go for that. Again, you also have that chance to be able to go into a heavier Adept timing and be able to, you know, do some glaives and do some stuff like that. Not as effective or useful, I would say, but, you know, just when we're thinking about the list of options that players can be able to utilize here. So robotics facility coming out. Got, of course, our kind of gatekeeper to block the wall there with the 1 lone zealot, as our first couple set of lings are going to be poking around. But information has, you know, come about. Oh my gosh, our forces have encountered the enemy. That 1 lone stalker on patrol, making sure that we don't actually get into the base to see. My favorite. The Dark Shrine is coming up. So we're going for some cheeky plays here. We're going to be going in and really making this happen. This is also important too. Just get a check. Do you have another gas? No, no other gas yet. So what are you doing? What are you doing over here? No real information yet. So now it's up to Zesty to kind of respond. How well are they going to be reacting to things? This is that, like, go through the motions of what I need to be afraid of, all right? My opponent has shown Stargate tech 2 games in a row. I'm just going to kind of go in with the mindset of I need spore crawlers. We're going to get a Roach Warren here as well because we don't know everything that our opponent could be up to. Really, this is that, a Robo into, yep, get the confirmation. Check this out. Warp Prism. So now you're in this completely different mindset of like, what is with this warp prism? Now, the only vulnerability spot is the main base. We are going to see how well this works out. Are we going to find that angle and find that avenue to get in and actually deal the damage with these DT? Two going to get warped in. Very fast 5-minute DT with a warp prism swinging their way across. Of course, tried and true RTS strategy. While you're being aggressive, take an expansion. Lots of queens. Look at this. Hey, I got DT. So we go into, yep, Spore Crawler. Go find the Spore Crawler. This is the safety net. Killed a couple. Basically, you're just going to be annoying. Double Archon. Let's go. Some Archon play. We've got some DT here. I like that. So we're going to be juggling. We're juggling some Archons. So here's how this works. We're going to go through. We're going to try to deal as much damage. Archon's very powerful against a heavy Ling play because of that splash damage that they've got available to. If they get surrounded too much, we just juggle them. Lift them back up. Pick them back down. No problem. Cleaning up so many of the Lings. Roach is coming out, which are going to be useful. They're going to help. We got to keep these queens alive, though, because these are not only for our larva injects, but also to be able to kind of help us, stop us from being able to, oh my gosh, have these just continue to juggle. 14 drones went down here. You know, part of that is those DT that kind of also got warped in. They were able to come in, clean that up, and now we can kind of do some additional juggling. Oh, so low. Oh my gosh. The roaches are trying. They're going to chase him down, and because of this, the Overseer was just waiting to get morphed in. DT going to die here. Oh, my gosh. He saved it with 8 health. Oh, my gosh. That was good. No queens to transfuse. Yeah, he's like, I got to just get a Stalker out there and kill this. He did. He got it out. I mean, there's no help. There's no way. 13, 14. It's going to keep healing up. There's no way he's going to be able to drop this in. Oh, he tried. He's tried. He's like, he's really committed to it. He's like, I'm going to make this happen. No, transfuse coming down. We're going to heal this up. 130. You're not going to get that the way that you want it to. I mean, unless you warp into DTs here. DT still so much damage. Oh, losing that third base hurts. Losing that hurts. But we do have of course, fourth base. So it's like, yeah, that hurts. That's annoying. We're not as annoyed as we should be, because we've got a push coming over, and we see kind of the, all right, Immortal's going to be really useful here. The Lings have to kind of stay alive. Their whole goal is to deal with that Immortal. They've got to make sure they're not messing with the Archon at all and be in a good spot to kind of just pounce on that alone. But second Immortal comes out. 2 Archons add into the additional one there, so we're in this Immortal Archon build. So things are going to be looking really, really tough right now. Ling's swinging over, trying to find an angle to be able to attack. Haven't found one yet. Warp Prism's still trying to get information. There's 2 out on the map right now. Next set of DTs are coming over. We're going to continue up with this harassment in the hopes that there's no more Spore Crawlers, no more Overseers over on this side, which they're going to be like, all right, sweet. Great success. Yeah, look at that. They're poking up. We know that this is here. You can see the shimmer. All right. So it's
left in that mineral cluster.
Oh, nothing left over here. But hey, there's a bunch over here. And drones are going to start getting shredded. And we've, got, of course, got our Warp Prism back over so we can continue up with the juggling skills and warp in even more if we need to. And there's the Queen shredded. Don't forget just how much damage these DT do, especially when we're starting to get upgrades added in there. They're going to really start slicing and dicing through things. But now we can kind of go through here and really put the hurt as we get into the natural, start dealing some damage. And that means that this base is vulnerable. And we'll just right-click on it. No problem. Clean up that lovely little hatchery there and zip on out of here. Get a little bit of damage done in the process. Yeah, we will lose a little bit of gas and minerals in this trade-off here, but we're still in the main base causing a problem. Still killing off queens. Hive is finished up here. Lurker Den's coming out because we're kind of in that panic mode of how to respond and how to deal with this. Zealot's going to get warped in. More DT coming out. Yeah, we got a lot of roaches over here and putting a stop on this, but it's like you haven't finished killing everything. All right, you finally do, but we're back. All right, this is that kind of panic mode of how do I deal with this? Usually we're like responding to this as a Zerg player when a Terran is dropping all over the map and we're trying hard to deal with. Oh, finally catches it, but there's still one DT left running around. Will be caught, so finally puts a hold on it, taking our expansion behind us. Supplies wise are pretty evened up. I love doing this sort of DT harassment because it's so much fun to sit here and mess with your opponent, but you have to commit a lot of resources to do it. You kind of make yourself vulnerable in your main core army, but we see a very powerful immortal based army to follow up with this because we know our opponent has been going heavier roaches. We don't have a lot of air units, so keep that in mind. Like if we get super late into it and we get into the corruptor stage, things can get crazy. But that's a scary spot. Yeah, look at all those. Get out of here. Zerg, of course, will have to scramble on back home, trying to find the best that they can. Zealots will be able to get those charge damage, slicing and dicing at those units. Ling's trying to find another angle to get in. Overseer's going to die, but here's the big push. Is there enough to defend this back at home? Ling's knocking at the front door. Zealots will be able to respond, clean those up, no problem. There's the rest of the army there. The two Archons at the front leading the charge as the rest of the Immortals kind of crab walk their way on over, knowing that they can be able to blast through anything. At the same time, Zealots going on over to this base. Of course, all of these lurkers actually holding the line and holding fast, trying to help clean these up, but the natural is forfeit by doing this. You basically are saying, I need to hold this base, but what can I do about this? Not much. The roaches try to come over here. Lurkers try to get in position as well, but there are plenty of observers this time around, and we can be able to see everything going on. Immortals stay alive. One Archon still left here. No lurkers are here. Couple of Hydralisks come out, but GG is called. Robbie takes the series 3-0. Should have been best of 5, right? I think so.